Hello, amigos, yo soy Stupid Rachel, and we're back with another episode of Major Minor Mobile Edition. Where we last left off, I believe stuff went to shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see how it goes. I take a deep breath as I close the door behind me. I press my back against it, resting for a moment. So, Singe was relieved that he's not responsible. It's odd to be relieved in this kind of scenario. But I understand where he's coming from. We all wallowed in self-pity before. At least he's free to use his energy in other ways. In this case, plotting with Acheron. Oh. I wouldn't trust him. Regardless of how I feel about Singe's current plan, I know that Acheron will keep us all safe, and talk some sense into him if he's off track. It wasn't my place to decide what they did, but it wasn't my place to defy Acheron's orders either. They definitely hired the best in the business. Or did they?
Taylor!
As if on cue, he approaches me.
I saw the paramedics carry out a body bag.
I read that so wrong. I read it.
I saw the paramedics carry you out in a body bag.
My mind is already going downhill.
I was terrified, wondering who it could be, but I got a text from Singe right away. I'm glad to see that you're safe, but in light of what happened, I think some changes need to be made.
Yes, some changes do need to be made, starting with you and Maxine.
Singe does not have a good grasp on things. I expect some answers from him promptly, and I expect him to put me in charge. Rocker's death was a tragedy, one that could have been easily avoided, if only...
Cutting off Acheron, Shock approaches with fervor. What did you just say?
I was just saying, it was a tragedy what happened to Rocker. He was so young, as well.
Shock's hands turn into fist. He trembles, clearly fighting off tears. Tell me, what happened? Oh. I guess he didn't get the memo. Ooh, this is not good. Acheron looks at me, unsure of how to respond. I shrug. Dealing with this is not my expertise.
There was an incident, Shock. Like what happened to Clace? Actually, it was the exact same.
Rocker died in the same way? I guess Singe gave Acheron more info than us. But if this was true, then... the person texting me. They killed Clace. But not only that. They were the Midnight Killer, using their power from the Ark for nefarious purposes. Then the culprit is really in this building? And with access to power from a place like that? I shiver, utterly terrified at the implications. It's all connected, more than I thought. I wouldn't have been surprised if Terra was involved too. You mean?
Unfortunately, yes.
How could you let this happen?
Me?
Best in the business. Perfect track record. You're supposed to be here to save us. What were you doing instead? Do you even know where Rocker was?
Well, judging by...
I don't care about judging by. Your stupid deductions won't save anyone. 2 of my friends are already dead.
Shock. Please.
Shut up! In a fit of anger, Shock throws a punch at Acheron. Now shit's getting juicy.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh, I don't know what Acheron can do since he knows Rio.
But Acheron doesn't move from his place. He stands his ground. Reaching out a paw, he catches Shock's punch. Ooh, boy. What? Acheron squeezes Shock's fist. He trembles in pain, trying to break free, but Acheron's grip tightens. It looks like Shock's fingers might snap at any second. Hey, let go! It's clear that Shock is starting to panic. Perhaps he thought less of Acheron, or more of himself.
It's hypocritical of you to say that.
Instead of releasing his grip, he tightens it further. Oh gosh. Please don't do this, Acheron.
Don't place the blame of this on me. We're dealing with a serial killer here. And if I am supposed to protect you, you don't want to be on my bad side.
He releases his grip. Shock flies back and lands on the floor. The momentum of his attempt to escape used against him. He quickly pushes himself up and runs away. He covers his face, as if in shame. Ah, shit. Oops. I accidentally skipped that.
Terribly sorry about the scene. I have little patience for men like him. Quick to anger. Irrational. You know. I saw it in his eyes. He thinks I'm responsible for Rocker. There's no way that he's thinking clearly. I know it's my job to protect, but I can't be everywhere all at once. It's not fair for him to blame me. I'm afraid that now I'm self-conscious. I must not let his thinking dissuade me.
He rests his paw on his chin, in deep thought.
Perhaps it would be best if you followed after him. I think his situation, he might do something we consider stupid. People can do that when they've lost everything. When they have nothing left to lose. Could put us all in danger.
Yeah, because he lost his pretty sure his only two best friends, Clace and Rocker. And I'm pretty sure those were his most well-beings in his life, or something of the sorts. I'm not really good with explaining shit. Yeah, I don't think he has a reason to be here anymore. I don't know. I'm putting this too much thought into this.
I'm only suggesting this because I saw you hang out with him and Rocker earlier. I think it's best that you do this. Especially with what just happened. I don't want to do that to him again. Of course, I'm sure I'll find a way to twist my actions against me. I'm only one man. We're not gods. We're limited. Can we truly be held responsible for something that we never had the power to stop in the first place? This, I'm not sure. Either way, you should get going. I have a meeting with Singe as well. I promise to change for the better. I'll be in touch as soon as I'm out.
You got Akron's contact information. Great! So, if we get everyone's contact information, we might know, first and foremost, who is texting us all this jibber-jabber nonsense. So actually, we should be buddy-buddy with everyone from now on. Oh my gosh, it clicked in my head. Good thinking, me. Good thinking.
Okay.
He gives me a nod and slowly walks away. I suppose he's right. I should check up on Shock. I notice Keela exiting Singe's office. He runs downstairs without even seeing me. I wonder what's on his mind. He's been acting a little off lately. Acheron shrugs as he enters the office. I do the same, as I follow after Shock. Keela wanders the convention center by himself, seemingly against the previous instructions of Singe. He scans the room in a curious manner, as if he's looking for something, unsure of what it is. I really hope I'm not late. Shin sure likes the sound of his own voice. He nervously presses his back against the wall. To pass the time, he uses his phone for a few moments, but out of the corner of his eye, he notices something. A figure slowly approaches him, and the figure is me. This is confirmation enough that he's not too late. He lets out a sigh of relief, as his worries wash away. No. No, 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 no.
Hello, Keela. I'm glad you could make it.
Me too, actually. I didn't think Singe would ever shut up. He's really determined to catch his killer. Keela, no, no. No, please, no.
Yeah, I could tell. Good thing my weapons are here. I doubt Akron could stop them himself. He's too infatuated with Das.
Really? I didn't figure him the type. He seemed all business and no pleasure.
It's hard to get a read on him sometimes. Either way, let's not waste any time. I'm glad you agreed to this meeting.
Well, of course. I never leave someone like you hanging. It's not every day that a billionaire...
Just call me Max, Keela. My money doesn't define me.
Oh, of course. I didn't mean to offend you, Max. I just looked, and she's got the rope on her arm. Fuck. Keela! Don't do this to my buddy, Keela. Don't.
Oh, I'm just thinking the worst right now. This video, my brain just spiraling downhill out of control.
It's okay, Keela. You didn't know. But I'm here as Max, not as the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated. Fair enough. Well, I'm here as Keela, so we're on an even playing ground. What do you want to talk to me about? About everything that's going on right now. Sorry for just assuming a moment ago. But are you thankful for the weapons here? I'm not sure. I know Acheron isn't.
And I know for a fact that me and Keela are allowed to leave. So, if me and Keela are allowed to leave, we should leave. And never. Well, their lists don't involve me, don't include me. So Keela should leave. I should leave with Keela and then come back and destroy Acheron and Maxine. Because that's a good plan, so no one else could or should die or will die. I like that plan. I'm not sure. I know Acheron isn't, but he's also not doing his job. I mean, if he was, Rocker would be alive, right? Glad you see it my way. But your weapons didn't help either, so I can't say for sure. Keela, connect 2 and 2. If her weapons didn't work and someone died, just connect 2 and 2 for me, please. Please. Come on, Keela.
Sorry, Max. Wow, what a sharp wit you have. If that wasn't funny, I'd be offended.
Oh.
Singe is the one responsible for that. He has the key to detonate the weapons. I do too, but it's not my job. He bought them, so he should use them.
But you have the key, too, as well. Keela, please connect 2 and 2.
Instead, he's too busy drowning himself in sorrow. What a drama queen he is. Well, Rocker's death changed that. He realized Clay's death wasn't his fault, so he feels a little better now. Is that so? Yeah. So maybe his judgment will be more clear. It's still no excuse for Rocker, though. I'll say. I guess my weapons haven't exactly gotten the chance to prove themselves yet. I hope that you give them the proper chance.
Don't, Keela. Don't. It's no use. Just don't. Just leave. Leave while you still can.
I guess. I'm not gonna be here for much longer anyways.
Fucking Keela. Fucking Keela. Damn it. Damn it. Don't say that shit.
I'm flying home later. But Cinch wants us to keep it a secret. He says that the killer knows that we're plotting. They might take rash actions.
Fuck!
Oh, really?
Max smirks softly.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Wouldn't want you to get caught in the fray. Yeah, exactly. So whatever happens here, I'm out. I didn't want to come here to begin with. Wow. Can't believe you said that. You must trust me if you let that slip up. Well, I don't see why I can't.
Because you don't know the truth. You don't know the truth, and you soon will if you don't get out.
I hate Tokyo. It's so stupid.
What about Eclair? What's wrong with Tokyo? I've never been there myself, but I personally think it's a great place. And I'm not trying to be mean, but this is gonna sound mean as hell. It's the place of anime. Keela, what is wrong with you? Anime is the greatest thing. If you have Arceus and anime on your side, nothing can stop you. Why would you say Tokyo is a bad place?
Everyone is staring at me like I'm weird.
I just blabbered on for nothing. That actually makes a little... Well, actually, no. That's not a reason I hate Tokyo. The people, maybe. But not Tokyo itself.
I know. I dug into your history a little bit. Really? Why? You're just so interesting, Keela. Did you tell anyone else? I mean, the real reason you're here. No. That's probably for the best. It would be a shame if everyone here found out that you were lying to them at all this time. Hey, you keep that to yourself, Max. Perhaps I will. Or perhaps I won't. Depends if you can keep it a secret yourself. How long can you keep it a secret, Keela? For how much longer can you keep that secret? If you were to do me a small favor, Keela.
Fine. Checkmate, I guess.
Oh, not quite yet. But I'm afraid I have to go for now. My favor involves another meeting. At about 7 o'clock tonight. Are you down for that?
Sure. Where at? Max points down a hallway connected to the lobby.
Second door on the right. There's a small meeting room there.
Where no cameras are, I bet?
It'll give us much more privacy.
I bet there's no cameras in there. That's why she wants that. Put two and two together, Keela. Put two and two together.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another meeting to attend to.
She disappears just as fast as she arrived. I had to open my big mouth. I keep getting myself into trouble. Man, what I would give to be on Tiara right now. Ooh, Vasquez throne room. After the great Vasquez, I thought you stabbed yourself.
Dusk. I've been thinking. You mentioned a visit to the people. That this may help my public relations. Of course, Vasquez. Your public image is very important, especially if you wish to dispel rumors.
I keep changing everyone's voice so much. There's just too many voices, and so many games I'm playing, I cannot keep voices on a regular manner. I'm sorry.
Yes, but I've thought of something else. Oh, and what is that, my king? A visit to the people might be wrong. If I parade over them in my lavish outfit, rifle with luxury, they would feel hurt. This would be like a pompous display of ownership, in the way I don't intend. Would you like me to prepare a new outfit? I can allocate the funds from the treasury. Something more rustic, perhaps. Maybe not fully intact, with holes. That look seems to be all the rage. No, Dusk. I must not disguise myself. Hiding who I am also gives off a bad image. Then I'm afraid I don't follow. What else could you be planning, my king? It may be risky, but I want to open the doors of my castle. I want people to come to me. They will be able to walk these halls as if they were in their own home. This will give off the image I intend, that Terra truly belongs to its people, and that I don't hold back from them. Really, I would advise against that. We may be subject to massive theft, not to mention your enemies may use this opening to plan an attack. Trust me, I've considered all the avenues. Let me describe my plan in more detail. Of course, my lord. I do not mean to be crass. When everyone has arrived, I will have them gather in the atrium. At this point, I will address all of them at once. I will be fully forthcoming. This is where they will learn what I have planned for myself and the future of Terra. At that point, I will open our grand hall. We will have a fest for the ages. A ball that would be etched in time. And I will close by ending my reign.
Oh, so this is before he commits some suicide. Okay.
You can't be serious, Vasquez. It needs to be done, Dusk. If my enemies still wish to attack me after hearing everything I have to say, then I will accept my appointed fate, for the repercussions of my death will be negligible compared to what comes next, and this twisted monarchy will end, succeeded by what the people decide. However, if my plan comes to fruition, I will leave to them a beautiful world, in much better shape than it is right now. The mumblings of this new Terra, perhaps they are not as off as they think. We can only hope that.
Vasquez groans in pain, grasping at his chest. Wait, is this before or after he stabbed himself? I'm very confused.
My lord, are you okay?
He removes his hand from his chest, stained with blood. Oh, this is after. So he didn't die. He just stabbed himself. So he truly is the immortal king. Or unless it was just a flesh wound. I don't know.
Yes, I'm fine. Sir, you're bleeding. Please, do not be alarmed. An old wound must have reopened. I am capable of tending it to myself. You are dismissed. Yes, of course. Please call me if you need any aid. If it gets worse, we must take action.
Moments later, Vasquez leans against the wall. He grips the scepter in his hands, panting heavily.
Has it stopped working?
Has what stopped working? Was there a potion on you or a magical spell on you that became you a mortal king? That made sense. And it's starting to wear off? Is that it? It doesn't take long for me to pick up Shock's trail. After following it closely, it leads backstage. Not all the lights are on, so it's somewhat dark. I'm still able to make out everything important. By the time I reach Shock, my eyes have adjusted. I see him standing there, with his face in his paws. An extra large can of Pop Star rests beside him. It looks chilled, and about half full. Beads of condensation drip down the side. Beads of condensation drip down the side, sorry.
Why did you follow me?
I guess he doesn't want to beat around the bush. I think for a moment before I answer him. Me, personally? I'm pretty sure we already know how he's feeling. I'm pretty sure he feels like shit. So we just needed to see if you're alright. He scoffs at me, like I've offended him. Well, look, it's obvious how you're feeling, unless I'm thinking wrong, and I could be wrong. But it's obvious he's just sad and angry and confused and frustrated, infuriated, all the words you can think of.
Did you seriously just say that? You needed to see that I'm okay? Why on earth would I be okay? You know exactly what's been happening. 2 of my closest friends are dead, and you think I should be okay? I don't know where you come from, but around here, death doesn't mean okay.
Well, I clearly picked the wrong choice of words. He's going through a tough time. I should think about what I'm saying more carefully. He turns to the side and starts chugging a Pop Star. The half-full can quickly becomes empty. After he chugs the soda, he looks a little regretful.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I just experienced a lot. So fast. You're still the guest of honor here. Exploding at you like that was out of line. But yeah, there's been a lot of stress. In fact, I don't know if I can handle it. I've been thinking about what I should do, and I finally come to a conclusion.
That we should all get the fuck out of here? If so, that's a good thought. Good thought. I like it.
I'm going to resign. Quit the business. It's really my own course of action.
That seems like the safest action. Not the most likable action by a lot of people, but the safest action. So, good on you, Shock. I like it. Only course of action? I'm not sure about that. But extreme course of action? That sounds about right. Ask him why he decided to do this all of a sudden.
I'd rather honor their memory. Plus, it would make me happy. If I stayed in the business, I would have to perform with someone else. I mean, I need to find a replacement for Case. And a replacement for Rocker, too. I don't think that's a good thing to do. I wouldn't want to get off the impression that they were expendable. They aren't. People move on in show business every day.
I just thought of something. If he leaves, only Daz would be left. And that means there would be no show. So that means Singe is ruined before he dies. Either way, he's ruined either way, but still. I don't know where I was going with that, but now you know.
I don't think that's something I can do. A week from now, Singe will already have a new set of idols and a new tour planned.
Never mind. What I just said was bullshit.
But me, I just couldn't do that. They meant too much to me, you know? And they meant a lot to the world, too. So I think I'm gonna step down. You think that's a good idea?
Yeah. It's your idea. Do what makes you happy. Don't let other people influence you just to make you down, make you feel bad. Follow your heart, man. He smiles at me slightly. Just don't go anywhere near Max and Acheron. That's my only advice. Why? Don't ask me why. Just, they don't seem all too trustworthy, alright? Alright.
Okay. I was thinking about my next career choice. Something like a philanthropist. I've only ever wanted to be the best for others, and I have the time and money for it. I'd make more than enough with my royalties. In fact, I could retire and do nothing, but that would seem like a waste. I wouldn't be making a difference at all. I feel like Clayton Rocker would be more proud of me if I went and caused change. But then the question remains, what kind of change?
The good change. Ugh, my name is Jeff.
I guess I need to think on that. But I think I've already made up my mind. The more concrete details can come later. Actually, I think...
He stops himself before he continues to speak.
Sorry. I just got a little excited. I didn't mean to ramble on like that.
No need to apologize. I have to say, this whole situation is odd. I expected Shock to be hostile, and angry, or at the very least, hateful towards Acheron. I expected a little bit, yeah, not gonna lie. But to see him planning his future, is he trying to move on? Or is that just escapism? It's hard to tell when you're dealing with grief. He could be making an actual effort to move on, or he could be pushing it aside in denial. I think I know what it is, though. It hasn't even been 24 hours since Clay's death. Really? Wow. Wow. I don't think it's possible to move on that fast.
Hey. You there?
He waves at me, trying to get my attention.
You must have zoned out. I wanted to talk to you about Acheron.
Oh, he does want to talk about Acheron. Perhaps I spoke too early beforehand. He must still be mad about what happened.
Let me get this out of the way first. This isn't because he overpowered me. I have some genuine concerns. I've just kept them quiet so far. I hope that I can trust you with this. I can trust you, right?
I nod affirmatively. I know way too much than anyone else here. So yeah. Me personally, not Taylor me. Me. HD me. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't have to worry about me betraying his trust. Whatever he told me would stay between us, because I expected the same courtesy of him.
He's a very suspicious man, you know. Some things just don't add up to me. The old security guard disappears. Clace dies. A new guard appears. Rocker dies. It's too convenient. The killer also has to be somebody here. Rocker's death proved that fact. And I don't know how you feel, but it feels like he gave me a death threat. Back in front of Singe's office, I mean. He hinted that he'd let me die if I didn't stay in on his good side. Which is horrible.
Well, he's not wrong. I don't think Acheron is the killer. Oh, you'd probably be surprised. He's always been truthful, as far as I can tell. You'd be surprised.
He's mentioning this perfect track record of his, too. Turns out it's not so perfect, but not because of Rocker's death.
What?
I was looking up his name online. There seems to be hints of here and there of an operation he was part in Africa, but he refuses to talk about it publicly, and anything that was promising has since been offline. He's hiding something. What would he want to be hiding, though? It would have to be something shameful, something that affects his reputation. What else could that be but a failure? Turns out he's not as perfect as we thought. In fact, there's a lot of stuff about him that just leads to a long dead web pages. It takes power to do that in masse. I
don't know. I find that a little too hard to believe. So Acheron is lying about his perfect track record. Or at the very least, he's hiding facts about his past. The latter is more acceptable, but the former makes me doubt almost everything.
It goes deeper. Trust me. I can cross-reference the dates of Acheron's time in Africa with other noticeable events. This is where it gets interesting. Maxine Armstrong was also present. Of course, she said she was just visiting, that she didn't have any business there. But she must have been lying. That week, there were explosions. The details of that are also hard to find. But it was all in the same small village, the same one that Akron was in as well. I'm not grasping at straws. They were there together, and now they're here together, in Africa, in ended explosions. But it hasn't happened here yet, so right now, we're one step ahead. It's all too connected to mean nothing. Everything about the village during that span of time is also impossible to find. Something bad happened in Africa, and it's happening here as well. Maybe there's some sort of murdering duo.
After that, he remained silent. I'm left to try to absorb what he just told me. It can't be coincidence that they are both here. But why were the details of Africa so hard to find? Maybe they're trying to hide it so that their next people that are hiring them don't know of their past, so that way they seem good, but then they backstab you. I'm assuming that Shock is truthful, of course. I doubt he's the type to make this up. But doesn't Akron hate Armstrong with a passion? Ooh, yeah. Unless he's lying to cover that up. They could be buddy-buddy too, because we saw them both talking with Rio. I don't know. He also had no idea that Maxine was involved here.
Allegedly. Could be an act to throw us all off the trail. We need to get Cinch to evacuate. Now! The bottom line is, we're not safe here. We need to leave Tokyo. I don't care where else to go.
My mind flashes back to the earlier meeting with Singe, how we shouldn't make any rash movements. We don't want to provoke them into killing us. Or, I guess in this case, setting off the weapons. It's kind of stupid though. Akron might talk some sense into him. That is, unless he's involved in this mess. Now I'm not sure what to think.
Well, maybe this is going a little too far. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? We can't trust Akron to protect us. Nor can we trust Armstrong Incorporated. We need to ensure our own protection, not place it in others, or in armaments. We may not see eye to eye either, but this is just a matter of common sense. We all need to push Akron away. We can't put our lives in his hands. Come on, you're with me, right?
I'm not sure what to say. But he thinks that Akron is hiding failures. I wouldn't believe it, but Rocker is already dead. Only after a few hours. So I have to prove of his failure right in front of me. However, he's been acting up since the press conference. Perhaps Armstrong's involvement affects his judgment. This case got personal for him very fast. But then there's the issue of Africa. Him and Max both in the same village, with explosions. And now they're both here, with bombs too. It doesn't appear to be a pure coincidence to me, and it's clear that Shock wants a response, now. I don't blame him, but how fast things have happened. But I need to think carefully. There's always the chance that he's just fucking English, that word. Rocker did die under Akron's watch, and Akron did make Shock out to be pretty weak. What do I tell him? Okay. From what we've seen, Akron talked to Rio, and also gave him a list. Talked to Maxine, gave her a list. Maxine killed Rocker, and Akron is hiding something. They were both in the same village. He hates her. She probably hates him. I don't know. Or they're probably just buddy-buddy. Just a lot of stuff is being hidden that we don't know about. So I am with you, Shock. It gives me a light smirk when he hears my answer. Like he expects me to say something different at first.
You have no idea how happy that makes me. I was ready to be stubborn about this. More and more people side with Cinch, but between the both of us, I think his stress is affecting his decision-making. The Cinch I know would never sit and wait. He'd be proactive. Take the initiative.
Unless he's being bribed by Maxine. Not bribe's not the word. Maxine's doing something. There's a word for it. I don't know. I don't know it.
He's definitely not his usual self. And since his ability to make the correct decision is clouded, I have to assume that hiring Akron was not the best one.
He strokes his chin, like he's in deep thought. Are we gonna get rid of him? We both know how strong he is.
That's a pretty bit extreme to jump to. I let him know we shouldn't get rid of him.
Instead, we should dig a little deeper. Figure out his past, if he's lying or not. Singe is the type to act of evidence, not hunches. I have known him for that long, but I know this much. We need to start our way at the bottom and work up. If his past also ties into Armstrong, then perhaps we can solve the mystery at large. And maybe, just maybe, we would reveal the killer. But if we can't find anything, and Acheron isn't lying, well, we won't lose much. Except maybe our fist and our lives. Maybe. That ain't much. That ain't much. So it's no big gamble. No biggie. It's just our lives at stake. Nah, no big deal. Oh, jeez. We'll just have to keep our doubts secret from him.
Good idea. He's used to fending off physical attacks. If we just approach from another angle, where should we start then?
I have no idea, actually. Google? Before I can even think of responding, my phone rings. I feel as if my heart stops beating. Another text message? I hope they would stop. It feels like I've woken up from a nightmare. I raise a finger, asking him to hold on. He stops talking to me, giving me time to check. I go through a brief period of hoping it's Singe, or Rook, or Keela, but this hope is short-lived. Go to the lobby. Now. Things will begin shortly. Oh no. I got a bad feeling about this. I'm not sure what they could possibly mean. What was about to begin? I stop and think. Last time I got a text, they said a friend would die. Rocker. I instantly put my phone back in my pocket, or storm out of the room without saying a word. But honestly, I wouldn't know what to say. I assume this person wants me alone, and so I leave Shock by himself and go to the lobby. I bet he's very confused right now. In certain danger for both myself and my friends. And that's where I'm going to end off the episode. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.